We're going to look at how the pick and roll passing of Luka Doncic can give the Clippers problems in a potential playoff series against Dallas. Doncic has the ball and he gives it off into the wing, and as we see, sets a little cross screen for Kristaps Porzingis at the point. This is going to allow Porzingis to get to the weak side of the floor, and Doncic gets the ball back and eventually runs into a pick and roll with Dwight Powell. Beverly is going to go over the top of the screen, and his job here is to funnel Doncic towards Ivica Zubac, who stays big, to help deny the passing lane to the roller, which is Dwight Powell. Powell then is actually going to screen Mo Harkless, which is Porzingis' guy. This action is the actual roll, because as we see Doncic bring the ball over his head, everything the Clippers are prepared for tells them this ball's going to Porzingis, not over the top to Powell. Powell gets it, and Kawhi Leonard's there to help on the dig down to prevent the layup, and instead Powell has to pass out to Dorian Finney-Smith. Luckily for the Clippers, it's missed, but, it's still an open look. This play starts with Tim Hardaway Jr. having it, and he's going to end up getting a little screen from Luka Doncic, and the Clippers opt to switch this. We can see Beverly and Paul George actually switching their defensive priorities here. Porzingis has the ball, and Paul George does a solid job of ball denying on Luka Doncic. Eventually, Doncic gets the ball and runs a little pick and roll with Porzingis. George is actually trying to get over the top of the screen, and Harkless' job here is to pick up Doncic, which he does, so it's a little switch. However, Zubac has to help on the roll by Porzingis, which leaves Dwight Powell wide open on the wing. Now, Dwight Powell is currently injured, so he wouldn't be in the series, but he knocks this shot down. It's another open look for Dallas out of this set. This play actually highlights something Luka Doncic does at a high level in the NBA, probably a higher level than, if not every player, than most of them. Dwight Powell sets a cross screen for Kristaps Porzingis' man, so Porzingis flares, Doncic can get him the ball, but instead Powell comes up and sets him another screen. This is a roll by Dwight Powell. Beverly is going over the top of the screen, forcing Doncic into the helping Ivica Zubac. Powell's wide open on this roll. Paul George is in the weak side corner guarding Tim Hardaway Jr. Everything about this play tells Paul George to get to the roller. Instead, Doncic no-look passes to the corner. George is going to be a little late to recover. The fumbled ball allows him to get there, and it's a great contest. However, this play emphasizes that Luka Doncic's no-look passes, especially while looking at the roll man, are just impeccable. This is a play where we see how dangerous Doncic can be driving. He's trying to get towards the baseline. The Clippers do an awful job of containing him. They actually just let him, two defenders just let him go right by to the baseline. Kawhi Leonard has to dig down and help, which leaves open the corner shooter. Now, he does prevent the layup, which is great. That's the highest quality shot in the league. But Doncic is going to go no-look right at Porzingis, and JaMychal Green has to vacate the corner because he thinks the pass is going to the wing. But it's a wide-open three in the corner. It's knocked down. This is another play where the Clippers get doomed because everything about this tells them the ball's going one place instead of the other. Porzingis walks up to set a screen, he slips it, and as he's diving to the hoop, where do you think this ball is going? It's supposed to probably go to Porzingis, right? And that's what Landry Shamet in the weak side corner thinks. He's going to try to dig down to prevent that. Instead, Doncic knows this, and he reads the game at such a high level. He skip passes over the top to the corner shooter. Shamet doesn't give a good contest, and it's an open three, and he knocks it down. This is another instance of things that can kind of get the Clippers in trouble against Dallas and Doncic. The Clippers are trying to ice this pick and roll, but Doncic is going to go with it, and he's actually going to take Harrell with him because Harrell has containment. But by Doncic going with Harrell and the containment, it leaves Maxi Kleber open on the wing. As the ball gets him, we can actually see Kawhi Leonard's man face cut against Leonard, which actually acts as a screen. And Kleber gets an open three here. Harrell tries to get back in to contest this, but it is open. Kleber misses, but it's another high percentage shot just because of how good Doncic is in the PNR. This play is rather interesting because Tim Hardaway Jr. has the ball, and Doncic's going to come off of a little Boban screen to the wing and then receive a screen from Kleber. Kawhi doesn't want Doncic to get middle, so he tries to jump out in front of this, but JaMychal Green gets sucked up too far here, and Kleber actually is level with the defender, which means he's already by him. Doncic then gets into the body of Kawhi, and Doncic is quite strong himself, so by getting even with Kawhi, it forces JaMychal to be sucked up even more. There's no one in the paint to prevent this lob attempt, and the ball is going to get right to Maxi Kleber, and it is a slam dunk, and the Clippers weren't prepared. Lastly, Doncic has the ball, and as we actually see really early in this play, Montrezl Harrell's pointing to Landry Shamet, and he wants Shamet to take Boban because he knows Boban's not a threat, and Harrell just watched the slam dunk happen, so he's got to stay closer to the hoop. Kawhi jumps out to ice this, and he wants to force Doncic left, and he does. As we see, Tim Hardaway Jr. immediately pops right to the right wing. Montrezl Harrell is late to react, and by the time he does, it is going to be a good look for Hardaway. This is the problem that Dallas can create here. And Hardaway is a good shooter, he gets a solid look, but Harrell does come back and he fights his butt off to contest this. And it does end up in a miss, but one thing of note before we finish up here, look at Landry Shamet. Gets a body right on Boban Marjanovic, and he actually stops him from getting the rebound.